Welcome all. In this lecture, I would like to discuss about implementation levels of virtualization. In this, I cover levels of virtualization implementation, the designs, requirements, and providers, and the support of the OS level, and the middleware support for the virtualization. So first, we see what is a virtual machine. The virtual machine provides an environment which is not present in your system or any desktop what you are using, laptop or any. So here, what we are doing is we are running into and we are using an that is virtual environment, that is which is not present in your system. That is, we can use the operating system which is not present in your system, or anything it is means which is in the virtual environment can be used by using this virtualization. How we are going to provide this virtualization is the virtual. What is how we are going to provide this? It's a software program or any operating system which is supporting all these things. So here, what it does here, it exhibits a different behavior from your system. Means if we are using an operating system which is the Windows one, it may exhibits which is not a Windows, or which is the only the Windows of any other version like that. Means what it does is here the virtualization provides a user no need to installations or no need to provide an infrastructure which is a physical one or anything or anything. What it is doing is it is providing an environment to perform their task, or anything using this virtual environment. So here what we see is the virtual environment will be represented as a separate computer. Means if we are running into a separate environment and accepting and are having the things which we are having, means in the separate computer, like we are executing in the another environment like that. So what are the virtual machines we are having? The virtual box, which is the open source one, and the next which is the hypervisor for the extra the 86 computers what we are using, and the Windows Virtual PC. So this one is a freeware virtualization program which is designed for the Microsoft Windows. And then next another one is a KVM, that is a kernel based virtual machine, and the other one is the VMware Workstation Player, and the next Hyper-V. So these are the 5 best virtual machines what you are using uh, around. And how you are going to provide these virtual machine or the virtualization environment what you are using is, so here we are using, or here we are providing a guest virtual machine here. And what it is doing is it is having a user space and the kernel space also, and here providing the hypervisor and the next hypercalls. What it is doing, hypervisor at the hypercalls is nothing but it is looking after your virtual environment here. What the hypervisor does is it is taking all the functionalities what you are going to apply, and then it's whatever it is happening has to be means done by these means look after by these hypervisors what you are using. So here what here is here how you are going to maintain this. Here we are having the guest virtual machine, and there could be a monitoring virtual machine, that is you should monitor what your virtual machine is doing here. So in this virtual machine monitoring, what we will do here is we are maintaining a VMI application, that is an interface application here, and here we are having the API. We are having the guest OS symbol table, that is anything, any transaction oriented on anything what it is done by the guest has to be stored in its or in their symbol table. What it do is here the translations what here is VMware will perform the translation to and fro from this VMI API, and then guest OS what you are using here. And coming to here, what this environment providing is, so here we can use any infrastructure which is not having with us. Means we can use any app which is not with us, and the next operating system which is not supported to our thing what we are having. And then next we can use any data center or anything you can provide. Means computational oriented one also you can provide here. So here the user process what to do is here it will take the instructions from the user, and then it's the kernel space we what it will do, the instructions whatever passed by these user will be turned, and then means it will be executed to this thing using the system calls what it is placed. So here anything, the calls between these via virtualization hypervisor, that is virtualization environment hypervisor, and then its guest via virtual machine will be done by the hypercalls what they are using here. So in the next slides we are having, that is what is an hypercall, how we are placing all these calls or like that. Here there is an examples also. So here what we do is the functionalities means whatever you are performing has to be done to and fro from here, and the next processing will be done. So this is an example representation of a virtual machine what you are using. Any virtual machine what you are using will have the guest virtual machine, and the next what it is containing, it may contain the operating system what you are providing, and the next memory spaces what you are using it. Anything what you have done has to be monitored by another one, that is a virtual machine what you are using here. So what is virtualization? How we are going to provide a virtualization? What it is referring is, so it is referring, it refers to the act of creating a virtual version of something. So how we are going to create these virtual environment means, so we can create the environments which include hardware platforms, storage devices, and then its computer network resources also. We can use all these things. So nowadays we are also providing the virtualization for these things, operating systems whatever, that is a software oriented one also we are including, and then it's virtual servers what you are providing, infrastructure based devices, computing resources, whatever you are using has been included. Now, which are not in the actual, they are not actually present in our system, but we are trying to use that environment and accessing all the specifications or the availabilities or the things what it is providing, and we are benefiting all those things by using the things provided by this virtual environment. So how we are going to provide these things is using a software program what you are using, or any other operating system what you are providing, or any, you can use any app oriented one which is included in your system or added to your system. There you can connect to into your virtual environment, means which virtual environment you want to use has to be decided by the user who are they using. So this the thing it is providing, that is the cloud computing also it is providing, that is it the cap means the services which has been provided by the cloud also the virtual, because we are imagining that the cloud is there, it is accepting that things like that, we are processing all that things. So here what we are doing is we are providing also the virtualization environment. That's why the virtualization concept is also included in this cloud computing, because it is supporting or it is similar to the things which has been explained or which has been given by the cloud computing technology. So if you are providing these means things into your cloud computing, what it does is it is helping the users or the means the providers what here or what we can see, they just utilizing the capabilities of these cloud computing at the full version or the full thing what they are supporting. And how we are going to provide these things, or yeah, I'm taking the example of the VMware infrastructure. So here we are having the different types of representations here. So I'm providing the virtualization in the computing, in storage, and in network based, and then next cloud services also. And then next in application oriented, how we am going to provide the services is our availability, security, and then scalability are also included in this VMware. So apart from these, we are using also some clouds here, which is underneath one. So means I'm using some type of representations which are having, that is a on-premise code cloud, and then next off-premise cloud. Means we on the premises it is supporting the things, that is a disk storage, or also, or then next if you are using any RAN, and then it's the servers or anything is being included on the premises. If you are providing in the off the premises cloud also, you can use any type of thing, that is a storage, RAID levels, or anything, or can be included here. And then these are the things what I am using, means represented. This is a software as a service included, Windows, Linux, and then J2EE representation. What are the apps I am using? I am providing the virtual environment by using another desktop also. Means I am not using other one, that is a computation storage one, not also. I am providing the another things, the desktop also for the virtual environment. So these are the things what you are doing here. So this VM software data center, what it is, means you can provide the anything, has to be monitored by is if it is application oriented one, what it is doing is if it is accepting the application management here. If it is an infrastructure oriented one, the management of these all these things will be done by the infrastructure management. So here the cloud, what I am doing, the cloud V services are provided by the on premises and the off premises also. And then next what I done is I am providing the application oriented one, which are the scalable, which are the provided. So here I can use the .NET, which is a which has to be installed, that software has to be installed there. So there is no need to install the .NET. What I am doing is, if you want to use the .NET, go to the virtual environment what you are providing there, and then next you choose the environment here. There is a .NET, and you can design your programs, you can deploy your programs, and then get the result. And that whatever the things you have done could be saved there only, which is not present. Means if you are not go log out or presenting out from these virtual environment, there could be no loss of data will be presented. So if you want to use another desktop, means I don't want the .NET, okay, if I want to take the another desktop and then let's look after what the things they are having. If you, they want to, I want to resolve the problem what they are having, that is the problem they are facing is, I can use these desktoping or desktop, and then next processing will be done. So another app also I could be used like that. I will include all these things into my environment, which is not present in my system. So are present in my environment or personal environment. So what I am doing is I'm accessing all these things from my computer or from my any laptop or what I'm providing. How I could do all these things is I am providing an virtual thing, that is a I am going into an environment which is not really present. So what it is doing is it is helping to access the things what I have, and then next to what I don't have to process all the things also. And how we are going to provide these VMs, or we are going to design is, so what it is representation is, it is a multiplex of the small hardware machines what we are using. How we are going to provide the virtualization means, is a computer architecture technology where we are using multiple virtual machines. Means we are not including any physical orient, that is any oriented one, the desktop system or PC or anything. Means what your actual ones are not included. What we are doing is multiple virtual machines are used, and these are gathered and they are placed here. Like that only here done. So here using .NET, SAS, Windows, Linux, and then J2E. These are all the things we are providing here. So which are not actually present. I am not using only .NET or only J2E, only SAS here. What I am using is I am providing all the things what we are having the multiple here. So we need to select, or we need to place all the virtual machines what we are having, and these virtual machines are multiplexed to in the same hardware machine what we are using here. So how come it is means achieved, or how come it is placed? The virtualization is in the 1960. The idea of the virtual machine has been placed. Why we need to use this thing? How these things are designed here is, the purpose is to the resource sharing what you are providing for the users, and then it's the computer performance means how we are calculating the performance, means not by the speed. So here we are mentioning the resource utilization and the application flexibility of this thing. So we are not calculating, we are not gathering here the things what you are transferring, what you are processing from your computer. So what you are doing from other side, that is to calculate or to get your work done, what are the resources you are using, and then next how you are going to get the resources there. So if you are not providing the resource sharing environment, there could be some disadvantage also. So that's why the purpose here is, the virtual machine is the resource sharing by many users, and then is the resource utilization what you are providing, and the application flexibility has to be included also. And there could be some resources, that is not only these files what you are using, and then next what you are providing, that is not the file oriented one. So there could be some resource sharing has to be added, which is the hardware resources also. That is there is need to access the CPU. That's why I added the means there is a in the diagram there have also that is desktop is there. So I want to access the another CPU or any memory space of others IO devices, and then extra another printer or anything. Any ones I want to access. What we need to do is we need to take the resource sharing not only for the file. We need to apply to the hardware resources also, as along with hardware resources. If there is a need of these that is sharing of the software resources, then there could be a possibility of arranging or providing these things in the virtual environment. Like that, the purpose of the virtual machine is designed. So that's why we are also using the software libraries what you are using, and then next operating systems also. That's why we are providing there is Windows, Linux all be there. So these are the different environments we are providing here. And then there could be usage of these things by the users there itself also. Like that, the purpose of the virtual machine is represented. So here the virtualization technology, what it is supporting or what it is means behaving or what is providing is completely relevant to the cloud computing technology what it is happening. That's why what we are doing is we are taking this virtualization concept into the cloud computing also, and providing the levels, how many means at which level we will use this virtualization, and how can you support all these things has been included in this thing. So if you want to means provide these softwares and then next hardwares, what it does is nothing but it will include or it will increase the system efficiency there itself. Why so is if you are providing the software and hardware with the completely with the togetherness, what it does here, if you are having the software, then only your app works. If your app works only, then only you have the software. Like that we are not representing. What we need to do is here we need to provide the hardware which is not completely based on the software oriented one, and the software what it is not completely based on the hardware. Means there could be some separation between these two. If they are independent to each other, then we will go for these better system efficiency. So you having one example, that is if the computer users gain access too much enlarged, means if you are having the access to many that is so much of memory space, then what you will do is then what we need to include the virtual memory space. Means if you are having the access to these memory spaces which is not with you, what we do, we will go for the virtual environment which is having the data centers, and you will provide the data which has to be stored there. There is no need to go for your any shop or anything, any website to that is to buy a hard disk, external hard disk like that, or expand your memory spaces like. So what we need to do is nothing but simply get your work done by your computer only or by your environment only. And what we are doing is we are providing additional environment which is supporting for your things what you are doing there. So here you can also apply all these things to the networks and storage and the engines what you are using. All these things has to be included here. And then the virtualization also supported for all these things nowadays, and we are completely accessing or completely enjoying the services what are providing these cloud computings or the virtual machines what you are having. Then first one, that is levels of the virtualization implementation. So we have the multiple levels, but firstly what we why we need to specify these virtualization will be included here. So first we need to take a look over these traditional computer, and then next after the virtualization environment. So here the traditional computer means the own PC what we are using. So you're having that is applications what it is supported, and then operating system what you are having, operating system once the host what you are using, and the hardware. So the hardware what you are supporting here is it includes some chips, and then next what are the core process what you are using, the disk space and the motherboard what is it is supported. If you are getting into these virtualization, what it is supporting or what it is providing here would be the next beside to that thing. So here we are taking these things here. The first thing is from underneath I am going. So here we are taking the hardware. So there is no change in the hardware also. the hardware thing what you are using in the that is a traditional computer, that the thing only you are using in this virtual environment. So what is the change we are providing, what is the change it is doing here is it is sharing the process what you are providing here. So here we see that the things what you are using this hardware running the host OS has been using by this guest OS and then next guest operating system also. So here we need to take the that is a sharing we are providing here. So there also a between these host operating system and the next hardware we are having a layer that is a virtualization layer, which is also called as the hypervisor or the VM. So what it is doing here, what it is presenting is it creates an environment which is supported to access the your environment or the your things by the guest. You can allow any number of guests here. So there is no any restriction that you give the number of guests. So based on your system performance, you will allow any number of guests here. So what it is doing is the guest operating system, you can use any, means if you are having the Windows, we can use the Linux here, and you can use any, go for the Mac, or you can go for the Windows another version also. So if you are going for the any type of thing, you can use the any virtual machine what you are having. These two virtual machines what you are doing, or these two virtual environments are accessing the things from these hardware only. You are not providing any additional thing or any additional infrastructure to this thing. So what you are doing is guest operating systems are included here. So what this operating system doing is, if you are want to access the Linux environment, you need to install the Ubuntu, or you need to go for the Fedora installations like that, which is not been supported by your system so far. So for that, what we need to do, we need to go for the environment which is flexible to you and to your computer also. So that's why we need go for the actual environment from to these that is a virtual environment, that is which is not the real one, and it is accepting all the things to give from you, and processing all the things, and it is giving the resultants which are the beneficial to you. So like that what it is performed. So if you go for this thing, what is the traditional computer system is having the operating system, and is a hardware architecture is there, like so. So here we are also having another one, that is the after virtualization. So here what is the important thing we need to add is, there is a chance of using different applications or different operating systems at your system, that is at your laptop or anything, at any time we can access anything. So these things what you are providing are completely run on the same hardware or the independent of the host operating system what you are providing. So how we are going to provide this thing is by taking an additional software which is called as a virtualization layer. So here we need to take, that is the virtualization which is called as hypervisor, or the virtual machine monitor has to be included. So here we need to place the VMs which are as the upper boxes. There it includes the guest operating systems, the applications which are supported by that operating system, or what you want to include, all these things has to be added here. So here the things what you are using, that is a VMM, is an additional software which has been installed into your traditional computer, in which we are accessing the multiple environments by using the hardware which is same for the traditional OS. There is no including of the extra that is infrastructure into your systems or into our things. So the functionality, what is the functionality? So here we need to provide the virtualization environment between this physical hardware and the host machine what you are taking into the virtual resources. So here, so what it is doing, so it is providing such type from between these hardware and these applications what you are using. What is the hardware what you are representing is the hardware which is using on the host machine. There we need to provide a environment, that is a software laid environment, in by which we will access the resources what you are using. So it could be, means it could be done at the any operational, various operational. So how we are going to implement the virtualization, not only like that, we will at the operating system level or anything, any levels of the thing we can use it. So after, I mean, so in that we are having some levels, that is a instruction set, architecture level, hardware level, operating system level, middleware level, application level, like that we will include, and we will discuss later also. So here, these are the things we are having. So here, what I am doing, these are the example systems, what they are using this levels of representations here. So already we discussed about the CUDA, which is here in this environment, what you are using in the previous lectures also. What is a CUDA is providing this lecture, that is a virtualization between all these things. And then next we have the operating system level. There you are using jail, virtual environment, enzymes, VPS, FPM, like that. So these are the levels, and then these levels having these example systems, what you are installed and what you are using here also. So these are the clear explanations of these levels. First one, instruction structure set architecture level. So in this level, or by using this level, why how we are going to perform this virtualization here is, so why means why you are using these things by emulating given ISA, that is instruction set architecture, by the ISA of these architecture what you are using, that is you are using this ISA, that is instruction set architecture of the host mission, and we are providing, we are virtualizing to this thing to the virtual environment here. So here we are taking the example, that is the binary code which is run on the that is a 86 based host mission, which is the help of the ISA emulation. So we are providing an emulation environment, that is which is not could be run on your environment, that is instruction set which is not going to run on your environment, could be run by using the virtual resources what you are using. So by this approach what you are providing here, so there could be one possibility that you can run the large amount of the legacy binary code which are means written for various process. Means this is where the way the processors what you are using could be one on, means the processor, if it is supporting some bit, that is x86 means x86 only, it is supporting some another one means, so we can't use another process that is instruction set to be executed on your mission. So for that what we need to do is nothing but we can use this ISA emulation for this one. So here what we need to do is we need to provide these virtual, that is what the set of the code what we are using here to this virtual environment. What it does it is will provide these emulations, and then next it will run on the hardware machine what you are using without changing the environment of your system. So here what is the emulation method called? So the emulation method what we are using is the basic interpretation method, that is like that, you know, when you are executing, that is interpretation will be done like that. What you are doing is the basic emulation method we are processing is the that is code interpretation. So once the source instruction what you are done is taken, that is anything, any source instruction could be taken. So what it has to done, how we are going to execute these things is, so we need to take to instruct to execute one source instruction or one line of the code. We need to require, sometimes we need require tens or hundreds of the native that is target instructions to perform its function. That is, for example, if I'm taking, that is addition of 2, so addition of two numbers, and then next assigning this the value to these third variable, that is addition of two variables with the using this, by using the third variable, what we need to do is nothing but first we need to take the set of operations, that is first we need to fetch the values of the variables what we are using in the addition operation. Next we need to perform the addition operation, and then next we need to take the things, that is if you are performing these two operations, means if these two are same data type or not, we need to check. If they are not the same data type, what we need to do, so these are the things we need to perform. Means if there is an, if you are saying that is only you are executing one instruction set, is not that one thing. What it is doing is it is completely taking tens or thousand hundreds of the target instructions to be performed on its function. So by means to taking these all these things target instructions and performing all these things will be considered as a slow operation. So for this what we need to do is nothing but we need to perform the dynamic binary translation. So here why we, how we are going to take these translations is the basic blocks of these dynamic sources what we are taking are means which are considered, which are related to the target instructions has to be taken, and then next we need to assign all these things to the target instructions. What we, after that what we need to do here is we need to extend the program traces here. Means we need to take the first basic blocks, which are the basic blocks for the target instructions, and we need to go for the another the super blocks which are represented for the program tracing. So whenever you are going to execute, it will trace for the block what it is having. So for which block or the for into which block I have to take all these things, like that it will trace. And then next the translation, what is it is supporting, that is a translation efficiency will be increasing. So after that, what we are providing is, that is a virtual instruction, that is VISK. What we are doing is, it is taking the emulations by using this binary translation and the optimizations also. And the another one, hardware level virtualization. So we are making here in the previous one, we are taking the instructions as a virtual environment into the virtual environment. Here we are taking, that is a hardware into the virtual environment. So here we are providing, that is what are the hardware environments or the hardware things what you are using, that is processors, memories, IO devices, whatever the things they are providing could be include or could be added here and has to be virtualized. So for this, what we need to do here, what we need to perform the things here is, first we need to take that is we need to upgrade the utilization rate. So if here there is no any upgrading or the utilization of the rate, there is no chance or there is no use of this virtualization. If they are upgrading these things, then only there is a chance of using the hardware virtualization what we are using. So what we need to do is, the concurrency of the usage has to be included, has to be increased here. So by multiple users concurrently, what they do is nothing but they will use the hardware utilization, that we use the hardware's utilization with a very efficiently, and then next very highest rate here. And then next how we are going to, likewise we are taking these the 1960 only we are implemented, that is an virtualization. And then what we are doing here is by IBM and then next VM 370, this idea has been implemented. And then next we are having these Xen architecture, that the Xen is also there. The Xen hypervisor, what you are doing is, it is taking the virtualization which is having the x86 based machines which could be run on the Linux environment, and also the that is any other. Means here we're providing the 86 based systems to run on the Linux, and then extra Windows or any operating systems user wishing or user to perform the things. After that, we are having another one is the operating system level, that is we are providing these operating systems as a virtualizing one. So here what you do is, what how you are going to perform is, here you having the, it creates the isolated containers. So these isolated containers will be created on the single physical server, and the instances has been utilized here. Means it has been created, means it is creating only the one container, single physical server. And what it is performing is, here we need to include the server here. And then next we are taking the instances of these things to be utilized here. So how we are going to utilize it? The physical server will have the multiple environments. In this, we can use the hardware of that thing, also the software of that thing into the database here. So what will be the, means what will be the containers do is, it will behave like the real servers, and also creating the virtual, that is a hosting environments will be there. And then next what how could it do is, it will allocate all these other resources. Means any processing will be there. What it does is nothing but they allocate the hardware resources by taking, that is I can allocate these things by they taking it as the by creating its own hosting environments what you are using. So if you are providing all these things, means individually or productly or by using the separate host, what it does is nothing but you can use the more services or many services which could be provided here also. And then next we are in this another one we are having, we are providing the library supply here. Means we are taking the libraries here, means APIs, and then next user level libraries or anything system calls. So anything what you are doing is, you are providing the these things as a virtual provide. So we need to provide the, we need to create the interface here. If you want to create the interface here, what we need to, you need to include these libraries what you are using. So there could be no libraries what you're using. For that, what we need to do is, we need to specify these library interfaces which could done, that is for using the communication link or anything like that we need to provide. So for that, what we are using is we are providing, there is application protocol interface, there is APIs, hooks are used for this through for providing this virtualization for this library interfaces what we are using. So there is a software tool, there is a Wine, which is implemented based on these things. That is, it is supporting these Windows applications on the Unix host. That is, in the Linux environment, what you are doing is you are using the Windows applications there, and it is also supporting all these things what you are having there. So you are having another example also. There is a virtual, that is virtual CUDA. CUDA is an environment which is provided in the previously we have discussed. In it, we are using the vCUDA, that is a virtual CUDA, which allows or which things has to be done. It is applications executing in this virtual machines, or that is a GPU hardware acceleration. So where we are using CUDA is we are using in this graphical processing unit. So in this graphical processing unit, we need to install this thing. So there is no need to install the GPU environment here. What it is doing is it is providing the things what could be done by the GPU just by using the vCUDA environment what it is providing here. And then next you have another one is a user application level. So this application level, what it is doing here is here it is providing, that is a processes which has been considered, the process we are using, that is has to be virtualized here. If it is supporting, means for example, if you are taking anything that is providing any application, any process to could be run on the another operating system, or any application could be run on the another operating system. What we do is simply providing all these things to be run on the another things by simply writing the programs and the compile. And then next, whatever you are doing, that is it could be in the environment what you are using, the application oriented one, but the resultant what you are having could be your one. That is, if you want to write a program in the Java or anything .NET or Python or anything, any environment that you could not supported by your, means you don't want to install or you don't have that environment, so simply go to the virtual environment. Their applications will be developed already there. So they can use, you will write your program, own programs there, and you can test, deploy all these things, and can be compile and run the programs, and with that you will get the environment benefited by using their results what they have done there. So here we are having another one, that is a high level, that is HLL represented, that is the program what here, that is here representing the proposed sheets at high level language. So here what you are done is represented, the program will be written in the HLL and it is compiled on the virtual machine, and then it could be able to run all the systems what you are doing. So what are the systems we are supporting all these things, that is a .NET CLR, and then next a JVM. These are the examples for your virtual machines what you are using here. So how could you are providing all these things, virtualizations? It is, we can use the application isolation, sandboxing, or the streaming. These are the particular representations of the things. Means we are not presenting only the applications what you are using. What you are doing is we are providing the different environments for these applications only, which could be used by the user as per their requirements or as per their wish. And also we are using these another applications also. The results what we are using will be used on the your users workstations only, and there could be no removings or anything. You can go to your environment, you take this things part to be done, you can access all the things, and it has to be done by these programming VMs or HSL, sorry, HLL what you are using. So what is an example for this thing which is supporting is Landesk is an example for this application virtualization. So here the platform what you are using is deploys the software applications what you are using. Means Landesk, which is having the that is software applications, it is supported, it is deploying all the things here, and the executable files also into an isolated environment. So here what it is doing is it is not provide, means providing, there is could be any installation requiring, or any modifications or anything has to be done to your system, or there could be no any privileges it is supporting. It is providing the environment which is isolated. When you get into the environment, and you can access all this the services what is provided by this virtual platform. And then another thing is, that is metrics what you have relative, that is a relative metrics what you are using here. So how we are going to provide these metrics is, it is based on these four things, that is high performance, application flexibility, implementation complexity, and application isolation. So here These are the things we discussed. There is a instruction set architecture and hardware level, OS level virtualization, runtime, that is a library set what you are providing, support what you are providing, and the next user application levels what you are using there. So here it is providing the how it is worked or how it is achieved these things. So the merit is represented by the x letter x and then next if you are having more merits, that is yeah, if you are executing or if you are reaching your point, what it is doing is simply placing the 5x's, that is it is having the best representations or things. So if it is having only one thing or the 1x representation, it is the worst case. But if it is having the maximum 5, it is the best case of it. So if you are considering the instruction set architecture ISA level, the performance is the worst one. Why could it is a performance is the worst one? Means the architecture, it is supporting the instruction representation. They could not be represented in a, means the theoretically what you are representing cannot be done with the practically. So sometimes the virtualization what is not the supported here. Means if it is for the application flexibility, means that could be, it would be a best case. And if it is for the implementation complexity and this application isolation, that could be better here. And then it's for the hardware level virtualization, the performance and implementation complexity are considered as the best one. Because we are using this any data center or any storage one, network oriented one, processor oriented one. So it is succeeded in performing, means in presenting the higher performance and then next implementation also. But that is the flexibility of this one, it is somewhat degraded when compared with these two. And the application isolation what it is supported also increased by these application flexibility. When we go for these OS level virtualization, the performance is high, but the flexibility what you are providing, what you are accessing, that is switching into the environment what it is, it's not the such supportable one. And then next you are having these implementation complexity, or then it is a better one. And then next application isolation, it is not the supported one, because it is has to give the permissions privilegizations, and the next executable files has to be added to that. So this is not the encourageable one also. When we go for these runtime, the performance, all these things has a only better one only. So this is not supportable, or this not the means we are, who are not using all these things. When we go for the user application level, the isolation and the next implementation complexity is the or the best cases when compared with this performance and the flexibility environment which is supported by them. So these are the means why we need not consider these things, why we are not, why we are getting these things as a means low performance, or the means because the implementation what we are doing is it's a very expensive one. Means what we are saying is could be easy, but what we are saying could be implemented here based on the things what you are using. So here the implementation part includes most expensive one. So if you are providing the user isolation, it could be not the easiest one. So it could be very tough or the most difficult to achieve. So when we are comparing or when you are going to this ISA, the implementation is okay, but the means what you are performing, what you are giving here, that is high performance, it's not the implemented. The application flexibility what you are doing is, it is using giving the best performance or the best thing what you are using there. So after that, we have the second, that it is the that is virtual machine monitoring design requirements and providers. So the requirements what you are using is, the requirements could be, it could be have the single system image. Means there could be only identical environment. There could be no multiple environment. So the original machine what they are using for this virtual machines what you are providing could be only the identical environment here. So the program what you are running this environment what you are providing, if you are not providing the identical environment, what they do is they should slow the that is the speed, what is the performance what you are using here. So here what we need to do is nothing but we need to complete the control of these system resources what you are using. So for that we need to take the availability of the system resources, that is what we are doing here, that is we are taking the VMs, any number of VMs. So what we need to do is we need to take, that is the number of VMs running our system could be supported by your system owner, earlier as earlier I said. So if you are trying to use the many VMs on your system at a time, it won't encourage or it won't provide all these things what you are having. So it simply does what it does is it is degrading our performance what you are using. Like that, what we need to do here is we need to take the availability of the resources what you are using for your environment should be added here or not. So further, for usage of the virtual machine on the same system which is more than at a time could be considered or not. It could be based on the thing what you are, that is a system what you are using here. So if you are coming to the requirements what you are having in the hardware, that is the hardware resources, we need to look after about the memory. Means each that is you are using multiple VM machines. What you are doing is you are splitting the memory to the each and every virtual machine. So the total sum what you are taking is would be greater than the real machine. Means we need to take the virtual machines what you are having, that is the same hardware what you are using is they are representing the same hardware represent using what the hardware means includes it is taking the same memory only. So to get the efficiency, what we need to do is nothing but to take the concurrently running environment could be avoided. Means if it is supported by your system, means then could be applied or then could be added, then there is no any problem for that one. So to take the efficiency means to guarantee there could be some efficiency, that is if you are using multiple environments also, that is multiple virtual machines also, there could be no degrading of the efficiency or there could be no degrading of your system performance. What we need to do is nothing but we need to provide the subset of the virtual process instructions directly to be executed on the real process. So there could be no intervention by these VMMs or what you are using. So what you are trying to access all these things has to be done as a subset. And then next we need to execute all these things here. So like that we take in these examples, that is a VM workstation, VMware ESX server, Xen architecture, and then next the representations. So what they are using is a host CPU, host OS, and then guest OS. What are they using? So they are providing x86 and x86 to the 64 representations here. All the supporting 86 and 86 to 64 representations. So what is the operating system supported by the VMware or workstation is the Windows and the Linux. And this VMware ESX server, what it is supporting is it is taking only the no host operating system. Means there is no operating system has to be supported there. What it is doing, it is supporting the things what it is having. So here the means what is the virtualization is supporting is that the full para and the next hypervisor has to be included. So what are the numbers 71, 7, 13, 42? These are the port numbers they has been used by these things. So these are the things could be supported by the CPU, and these are the things supported by the operating systems, and then guest operating system could be like this, anything what they can use. So if they are including all these things, what is the virtualization they are supporting? That is, so if you are taking the VMware workstation is completely supporting the full virtualization here. And the other things, they are the para virtualization. It is having these Xen is supporting the hypervisor here. So to take these complete control of these resources what we are having, what we need to do is we need to take the hardware, allocating hardware resources for the programs, and then next any resources explicitly. Means a program, if you are not to, if you are assigning any resource explicitly, what we need to do is nothing but we need to take, it should be not possible to take to access the resources completely free you are having. And then next you are having the control of the resources allocated. Means the VM what you are using, the monitor has to take the control of the resources what they are using in the host system also. Means if they don't use all these things, what they do is nothing but if they don't have the control, they won't increase in these efficiency or the performance what they are processing. So for that, what we are doing is we need to support all these requirements what we are having. So later on, what the things what you are including has not been satisfied all the VMMs what you are using, that is the requirements what you are using by this monitor cannot be satisfied by the process what you are using. And these architectures what you are providing is completely related to the process. So that's why what you are doing is completely support the process architecture to with this VMM can relate and can satisfy the requirements of these things. So while implementing these VMM on such 86 processor also, it's a very means a difficult one, because there is no there we need to include that is a trap all these things, and then the privileged instructions has to be included, and the support if we need to support the virtualization. What we need to do, we need to modify the hardware. Means why we need to modify the hardware means this monitor it is providing virtual machines multiple environments it is taking. We need to add the multiple sources what to that one, that is to satisfy all these things. There is a possibility of changing the hardware what you are using there. So for this change is represented as a hardware assisted virtualization what you are using here. And the next one, for third one we are having is the virtualization support at the OS level. So likewise we saw that the at the operating system level also we can use the that is a virtualization. That is we can give the operating system there also, that is a guest operating system we will provide. That is you take these examples here in this representation you have the, we can provide what the VMware or workstation is they are providing. The guest operating system is Linux, Solaris. It is not providing only two, it is providing many things. So likewise, the VMware EXS server also using all these things here. So what it is doing, it is providing multiple things to access all these things. So for this, what we need to do is nothing but we need to take a new computing mode for this virtualization to support, which is called which is represented as a cloud computing. So the cloud computing takes what it is, that is the landscape, what you are providing these hardware or the anything that is a computation software or properties has to what it is taken is, it is taken as a bank that it is providing here. Likewise, what it is doing means what it does to is it has to take or it has to satisfy the two challenges here. So that is to the first one is the ability to use the variable number of physical machines and the virtual machine instances depending upon the needs of a problem. Means what we are doing here, we are providing only a single one. So here what it is providing is a cloud computing challenge is it has to take physical machines which are moved, and then next it has to create the instances of that virtual, that is that physical machine. And how it is going to create this thing is it is depends upon the problem what it is there, what it is handling. Means if you are taking a task, it has to be done by the single CPU. For time convenience, it may be need to be transferred to be executed on the multiple CPUs also. Then could be no problem for that thing. So the second challenge what you are having is the slow operations. That is in the VMs we are using the slow operating because the server, the resources what you are using has to be controlled, and then we need to provide all these things. So further, what we need to take is nothing but the example is uh, fresh boots, and then next template VMware, that is the application state what you are using has to be considered here. So these are the things we need to consider when while designing or while providing the cloud computing when at this virtualization level. So for this, what we do is nothing but we need to the initial means go for the research and then development of all these things to be added into your environment, and then next we need to provide the virtualization as usually. So for this we are having that is why we use these OS level, why we need to consider means we are providing hardware also, hardware that is processor, it is memory also. Why we need to consider the OS level virtualization? So there is a problem of hardware virtualization. So that is hardware VMS which is using, it is creating one image. Redundancy is there. Slow performance has been considered. Hardware modifications also there has been maybe needed because we need provide these VMM3 requirements has to be satisfied. For that we need to create the modification environment for your system. So if you are not providing modification environment without controlling all the things, what it is doing, it is performing the slow way. So these are the things what it is having while considering the hardware level virtualization. So to overcome all these things, what we need to do, we need to provide the OS level virtualization here. So here, how it is going to do is it is going to include a layer into a environment that is called the inside our operating system, which is means which is going to partition the physical resources what you are using. So there is no usage of any additional infrastructure or anything. What we are doing is simply we are taking the virtualization layer inside your operating system, And then next we are partitioning all the physical resources of a system what we are using, that is memory, input output devices, or anything what we are performing there. So by this what we are doing is it is enabling the multiple isolated virtual machines within the single OS kernel. Means how we are going to provide these things is we can, if you want to use the memory space, we can you go for this memory space. If you want to use the another operating system, you can use the operating system application or anything. It has been isolated there. Means no anything will depends upon anything. It has a different environments of execution. So this type of processing or this kind of virtual machine is called as a VE, that is a virtual execution environment or virtual private system. Or completely or simply we can say it as a container. So if we see it in user's point of view, so it is how we are going to define a container is it is having its own set of processors, file system, user accounts, networks, routing tables, or anything. Means how we are going to define a processor means what could be added has to be specified by this container also. Means the container is considered is specified or means defined as a separate environment which could be used as a execution point or execution for means user means execution environment. That's why that is a virtual execution environment it is called as. And these containers what you are using or depends upon the people what you are using. Means they using the same OS kernel, but they are not depending means they are not the using the files or the anything or any representations based on the a single one. That is there could be no identical uniqueness is not there. So it depends upon the person what you are using there. Although it is having multiple environment, this is also maintaining single OS image virtualization also. So you're having one representation. So you're having the physical server, that is a hardware node. We are taking that is a open virtualization layer, open virtualization templates, host operating system, hardware network, all these included. So here we are having these two representations. There is a private servers what we are having, virtual private server 1 and virtual private server 2. Here we are providing the application services which is differ for these environments. So here the application software what you are using won't be unique because you are providing some different service. So here we are using providing. So here the user will decide so what it include or how it going to access. So all these will be looked after by the root here. Means how many users. So these could be accessed by many users here. So these could be done or these could be provided by these the root what you are having. Other means the monitor what is here having is the root can be considered. So after that, we are having these, what are the advantages of these OS extensions or these OS representations we are having. So the first one is minimal, the shutdown costing, startup costing, whatever is, it's a minimal one. Low resources means resource requirements, what you consider, it's not the high one, we are having the low. The scalability, what you are providing is a high one. And then next, if you are providing means what you are, that is a host environment or anything, so it could be synchronized to the any state what you are providing. When it is necessary, it will synchronize states. So there is no any processing all these things, that is you could wait all things. Whenever you are processing, whenever it is required, you can process all these things like that. And then next means these benefits, whatever the benefits we are providing, how could we are processing means the two mechanisms we are having. The first one is means the same physical machine what here is a shared single operating system kernel. And the another one is the process which are using this, we are going to the host operating system and accessing all the process what you are having here. And these benefits, these what the benefits we described here is in the cloud computing. The defects what you are initialized in these VMware at the hardware level or anything that is a requirement satisfying or the could be means if you are including the cloud computing in this virtualization environment, by satisfying these two benefits we can simply overcome these things what you are having there. The disadvantages what you're providing here is the single container is there. So guest operating system will be have the same behavior of the guest operating system. And then next the operating system distribution is not supported here. So that is we means why we can't run these Windows XP on the Linux based container. because the container supports this thing. The container is having only Linux base because there is no change in this. So if you want to change the container, it is not the support one because the single system image is considered here. So that's why it won't support here. So although it is not having all means it is these disadvantage also, what it is doing, it is supporting these virtualization, and it is getting all these things to be done in the things what you are by the preferences what you are having. So how we are going to these provide these, that is we are having this virtualization has to be included into the hardware resource, that is what we are having in the operating system layer. And then next we need to provide the isolated execution environment, and then we need to redirect all these things to local system, that is resource partitions. So these two we also considered as the disadvantage here. So you took the example, that is a ch root example. What it took is nothing but it is creating the virtual um, many virtual machine, that is virtual root directories what you are having, that is could be existed root directories it is creating, that is also one example. So here there is another virtualization, that is we are creating the virtual directories or the root directories here by using this virtualization also. And these virtual writing, how we are going to representation these, that is we can duplicate the resources what you are using. And then it's common resources, most resources who are providing or we are accessing can also be shared into the host environment, by making the resource copies which are the private one, like that we need to include. So whatever we are specified will be the resource cost what we are mentioning, or the significance, that is it could be very low here. And the next what are the benefits are these it is supporting is, it is overcoming the disadvantages of the hardware, that thing. So that is it is also having some benefits when it is compared with the hardware assisted virtualization what we are having also. And then next we are having the virtualization, that is a Windows platform, how we are providing all these things is it is also taking the abstraction level to allow all these software portions what we are running without having the hardware details, means it is not asking any hardware details here. What it is doing is it is going to run all these things without knowing what the hardware details, where the resources has been used, like that. So for how we are going to provide is things in the Linux environment is Linux platforms what we are using is we are the patched into the kernels what we are providing, and the extended functionality is also included here. So we are not tying to any special kernel here, we are using the kernel what we are providing. We are having another example, that is a Linux vServer, OpenVZ, VFVM we also included. So what the functionalities they are providing, means they are providing extending their services for the implementing the security mechanisms, and then supporting the visualization by creating the virtual private servers what they are using, and calling these interfaces what you are using by these kernel spaces, multiple variable spaces, and then next namespaces on the copy on write. These are the things has to be included and added to these virtual machines what you are using. And later on we are having the last one, that is middleware support for the virtualization, how we are going to provide these middle code. Here we are taking the middleware representations when on the base of these library level virtualization, which is also called as a user level application binary interface, that is the ABI or the API emulation. So here we are using means how we are going to provide this virtualization is we are creating the execution environment where the programs which could run on these means virtual. We are not providing any creating a virtual machine to run entire operating system. We are taking and we are creating this an execution environment here for the programs to execute. We are not creating any virtual machine to the entire operating system supporting here, just we are creating an environment for this execution. So how we are going to do is nothing but here it is taking the that is API call interception and the remapping or the things what has to be considered, these functions has to be considered while performing all these things we have. So if you take these library level virtualization, we are having some examples, that is a Wabi, Electron, Wine, Visual Mainwin, Vicuda. These are the examples we are having. What is a Wabi will perform is it is converts the Windows system calls that runs on the x86 that is a process to the Solaris system calls. So what is the LXRAN does is nothing but it calls the emulator which enables these Linux applications which are running on this x86 host or run on the Unix one, which is the based on which is having the SEO open server. So when coming to this Wine, what it does, it is supporting the system for this virtual x86 processor, to run these Windows applications under the Linux, FreeBSD, and Solaris like that. So like that, without having the multiple environments which are having that is middleware or runtime library or the references or the or anything we are providing all these things. What we are doing is that is we are taking these things to be run on your means by your environment to the another environment without installing all these things or without knowing. So there could be no anything that you could be means there should be no that the what is the type of your operating system what could be used by these things like that. There is no need to install all these things. So the means likewise I explained what are the video Windows things we're using. Visual Main Win also offers the compiler support system. Means we are using the Windows applications Visual Studio to run on the Unix or that is host Unix operating systems what you are using. So these are the examples or these are things what you are using. So this is about your virtual that is implementation of the virtualization in cloud computing and how we are going to use this cloud computing in virtualization and what are the levels of the virtualization what we are implemented and what are the difficulties we has been faced and how we are overcoming all these things has been discussed. Thank you.